Test. How you guys doing? Let me know if everything works. I haven't streamed in a little bit, so I want to make sure all the audio is good before we get going. But mine, it looks like it's coming. If the music may be a bit loud. Yeah, let me knock that down. Test, 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 test. You guys, let me know in the chat how this sounds. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Hope you guys are doing well. Crazy, crazy week. As I say that every time I stream. But truth be told, this week, last 2 weeks, been absolutely insane for me and my fam. But we're doing well. We're kicking it and doing things our way. What's up, power plant? I look like I'm having some issues with feedback as well on the viewers, but I think we can get going. But does the audio sound good, power plant? We're all good on that? Test, test. Yeah, it looks like it's right. So yeah, seems good. All right, so we'll get going. It's Rainbow Runner, weekly whale watch. Doing this every Thursday at about 8 p.m. normally. I had to miss some for some vacations lately with the family, but it's summertime and we're trying to get a ton of vacations in. But if you're new here and don't know what's going on or any of the socials, anything like that, don't know why on earth the charts look like they do, check us out at rainbow-trends.com. You can see what we're all about, why my charts look like an art project, and you can learn about some of our other traders and friends and family and stuff like that. So if you're interested, there's write-ups, tutorials, videos, and all that. But to get started, the stream is not to be used as financial advice. It's meant to be used for educational purposes only. Even if you were to mistake this for financial advice, it should be mistaken for awful advice because this is clearly an art show. But if you are interested figuring out what we're all about, we've actually did an update on the website. You can actually join. You can get a month of Rainbow Trends for $10. So I'll move on from that. So one thing I've been playing with, some wording is, we always talk about like rainbow theory. One thing I wanted to talk about is like, there's rainbow theory and there's rainbow execution. And one of our beloved OGs, Malifestro, is currently in on a cruise. If he's not back yet, but he's been on a cruise all week while I've been down at the beach all week, kicking it and chilling. And one of the things that I talk about is like rainbow theory, rainbow execution. The dudes have been killing it. We got cryptos in killing it. And this is part of like rainbow execution. The charts look wild. People sometimes look at it weird. But Malifestro is drinking beers on the back of a cruise ship and has racked up over 30 grand in profits creating these colors. So shout out Mally. It's absolutely killer. Maybe extend your cruise, go on another one, kiss the day job goodbye. But moving on. Important. What's up, Fletch? My guy. I'm still trying to figure out what your Twitter is, by the way. Yeah, Malifestro's effing killing it. Paying for the cruise plus more while cruising is goated. Serious announcement about announcements. Rainbow Trends Discord has been pretty much raided by a bunch of a-holes who keep coming in and naming themselves announcements and doing spam on the Discord. Probably going to be adding some bots. I don't want to make it a community server. We've already got like 1,000 something people in the Discord. I don't want to make it a community server, but if I have to, I will. I just want to let you guys know that's not a thing. We're not going to do announcements like this ever. And the reason I bring up the community Discord, if you enable community Discord in Discord, you can get additional mod tools, but I might reach out to 9K and get some of his bot stuff going on there. Another thing, speaking of the Rainbow Trends Discord, if you haven't seen, make sure you check out our Kraken affiliate link. I'm trying to work on some other benefits for the users on this one. It's just the back end's kind of hard. On the website, of all things, it's God dog, our website's hard. You'd think coding would be crazy, but no, it's the websites. Moving on to life update. We have been road tripping. We've been doing beaches. We've been chasing hurricanes. We've been doing everything else. But I want to give a shout out to our pound puppy Mutt here, who is my beloved co-pilot. She lasted about 2 hours before she passed out, and it was a good trip though. Met the family down south, and We were going to face the hurricane, but luckily that missed us, and then ended up swinging north and hitting closer to home. But we're dealing with that, and luckily we have power and all that. But anyway, speaking of beach trips, I wanted to show this, and I'm not going to show it in its entirety because this is a pretty gruesome video. There was actually like 4 shark attacks in South Texas on a single day. One of them was quite gruesome. This video in particular, I'll drop the link. Just full disclosure, it's very, very not safe for work. It's gruesome. You actually see a person who was attacked. But I wanted to share it because if you guys don't know me, I'm a big shark fisherman. That's my favorite thing to fish for. It's the most challenging type of fishing I've ever done, and I absolutely love it. But people don't realize, long story short, if you taste the water and the water is salty, there's sharks there. I don't know how to say it in any other way. Let me put this on standby because I want to find the clip where this shark was cruising in the water off the beach. Yeah, I'm not going to show the gruesome stuff. I've already been permabanned before. I don't want to be permabanned again. So if you can't see this, I can't tell. Oof, almost got the blood on there. I can't tell what type of shark this is from this far away. Likely suspect is a big bull shark or potentially a tiger. If I could get just a little bit more of that tail, I could tell you if it's a tiger. Regardless, this is probably a 9-foot plus shark, which sounds big, and it is. But to put it frankly, like an 8-foot bull shark is gnarly. You never want to be in the water with them. But the main point I want to say here is, a lot of people swim in the ocean and they have no idea these things are there. They rarely come to the surface and show themselves, but they are absolutely everywhere in the surf. Like, I'm talking like you can drop a shark bait 15 feet from the sand and catch a big bull shark. Like, it's a thing. So be careful. Just keep that in mind. If you're playing in their waters, it's gnarly. That's the tail. That's the dorsal. The head's probably here. This is at least like a 9-foot shark. And this is like 20 feet from the sand. This is like ankle deep water. That's the first drop off that's like 1.5 feet, 2 foot deep. So be careful. One of the biggest sharks I've ever seen was about a 9-foot bull shark, and we caught it in probably chest deep water where wade fishermen fish all day. So keep that in mind. Not trying to scare you, just something, trying to pass on some information because we're passing on Hurricane Alpha, we're passing on Fishing Alpha, and we're about to drop some generator alpha on you guys on how to survive hurricanes, which is totally somewhat related to the tickers that Doppel may not mention in the Discord. And I meant to do this earlier. Speaking of the rainbow pups, I actually just had 2 of these bandanas show up today in the mail. They're like back ordered like crazy now on Amazon. So shout out to the Rainbow Trends family who's been back ordering those. But I just want to bring it up because I love the pups. If you guys don't know, advertisements are crazy expensive. And we're putting our money towards donating to these beautiful pups at the local pound shelter. I just cover it every week. I like the rainbow pups. And hopefully once I get enough pictures of us doing the monthly drop-offs, I'll get a banner on the website and put that on there too. Just showing we show the love for the pups because that's always been kind of the vibes of Rainbow Trends. Always been there. And speaking of advertisements, it's my guy Crypto Daddy, Office Fuse. He's got the Toyota. He's got the dirt bike. If you zoom in way back here, there's actually a Rainbow Trends part of logo on his decals. So much love, Crypto Daddy. It's awesome. So if you can't tell, I've got like 50 freaking slides. I don't know if I'm going to do this in an hour. I'm a little bit rusty, but I got a lot of stuff to hang out with you guys. What is up, Mim 1996? Much love. I wanted to show this, and I don't know how this is going to get taken. Some stuff came out on Sketch this week about his past, and look it up if you want. I don't recommend it, but I'm sure if you know, you know. And long story short, this guy's life almost ended and got ruined. And I think he's hilarious, and I think he's a cool dude. I don't know him personally, but dude considered taking his life, and had some shout outs because basically his friends stepped in and saved him, and that was a dude worth saving in my opinion. I don't comment on other streamers, but and frankly I had no idea who FaZe Banks was, but wanted to bring this up. Much respect, FaZe. One of your bros was down and out and you stuck up for him, and he's still around, which could have gone the other way. So like I said, I don't have an easy way to transition in and out of this, but I just wanted to say that's much love to FaZe for that, because that's a hard thing to do, an embarrassing thing getting leaked about one of your friends, and you saying that you were my bro yesterday, you're going to be my bro today, and you're going to be my bro tomorrow. That's a really big deal that not a lot of people will do. A lot of people will drop your friends in a heartbeat if something shady comes out, or, you know, and people just want to throw stones and turn the cheek and everything. But, you know, everyone's got their demons. Everyone's got their past. You know, he's still around. And it could have gone the other way. So shout out to those dudes. Much love. But moving on, hurricanes hit. If you notice, Doppel's talking Generac and Home Depot. It's that time of year again. And I wanted to share something with you guys because if you don't know, Texas got hit pretty hard, and there's millions of people without power, and they are struggling. And some of the stuff, the life lessons I've learned coming through the years of living out in the middle of nowhere, growing up, living on a beach for weeks, for days, multiple days at a time, and liking to have air conditioning when I'm on the beach. Once you get it, you never want to give it up. And the feasibility of like what generators are, what they can do. And frankly, my family got caught in a hurricane where we didn't have power for over 2 weeks. And after about 4 or 5 days, we were the last family standing that still had any type of power. And we had like all our neighbors like laying in sleeping bags in one of our larger bedrooms that had an air conditioner running. So I wanted to kind of run this through some of the stuff because this is a life lesson alpha and it's timely. And I don't know when I could ever sneak generators back into a chat. So I'm going to run through this. So people look at the generators and they want to go for the biggest and baddest ones there are, which is fine. If you need it, it's awesome. But the thing you've got to realize, these big like 12,000 watt generators, as awesome as and as badass as they are, they can drink like 7 gallons of gasoline in a day, probably more. And knowing what you know, let me see. Let's look at this one. This is 12,000. This is a 12,000 watt. I'm gonna put a calculator on the side. We're gonna go to specs, and it'll tell you here. You can look at this. This thing holds 11 gallons. This thing is a monster. You could probably power a small house, like with air conditioners on, everything. Let me run through this real quick. It's a V-Twin. They normally tell you the runtime. Where is it? They don't have it on this one. Go back to another one. Regardless, you get the point. It's not going to run 24 hours on 7 gallons. It's probably going to need to be filled up once a day. So that's 14 gallons per day, give or take. We'll just call it 10, right? So, wait, was it? Anyway, we'll just call it 10 gallons a day. To go an entire week, you're going to need 70 gallons of gasoline. That's 14 5-gallon jugs of gas in your garage that you're not going to have. I think I currently have like 8 that I keep around. So I can keep up to 40 gallons. There's no way you can feed these things. So what you need to figure out, you're not going to turn on your big air conditioner. You're not. That's not a thing. What you need to figure out is what's the smallest air conditioner you can run and keep one room of your house cold, and what's the smallest generator that it can run to power that air conditioner. So when you start looking at small air conditioners, like a 6,000 BTU, this pulls about 600 watts to run it once it's running. To start it is another thing. To actually turn this air conditioner on, you're probably going to hit 1,500 plus watts, and it's going to shock load your generator, and you may or may not be able to start it. So if you can't start it, you're kind of in trouble. But if you get a 6,000 BTU, 6 to 7 or so, it'll freeze out a master bedroom in like 100-degree weather, depending on the size of your bedroom, right? And you can run this on like a 2,000 watt generator. And this thing's going to burn like 3 gallons of gas per 24 hours. And this thing's strong enough to at least run one of your refrigerators. So what you can do, get a little tiny generator, run your refrigerators a few hours a day, your deep freezers, etc. And then you can keep the air conditioner going in one room for a long time. And do it cheap. These are like $500-$600. Sometimes they go on sale for like $400. This is like a $200 air conditioner you can shove in your garage, and your family will be nice and calm and quiet and comfortable, and your stuff won't thaw out. And realistically, 3 gallons a day, you can get 40 or 50 gallons in your house. You're good to go. The other thing you guys can do is you can buy a hard start capacitor. These are like $20. And this will allow you to run an even smaller generator. So you could actually get like a 1200 watt generator here, get a hard start capacitor, install it. It's super easy into your air conditioner, and you can run it. I've seen some guys run 1,000 watt Hondas that burn about 1.5 gallons in 24 hours and run a 5,000 BTU air conditioner. And they were able to do it with a hard start capacitor. So definitely check these out. Supco makes them. They're like $20 on Amazon. And essentially what it does is, instead of that 1,500 watt load hitting your generator, it'll be like 1,000 watts. It'll take some of the load out, so the capacitor will take the shock. If you're like, hey runner, I don't want to store gasoline at all, there's another thing you can do. You can buy a tri-fuel generator or a dual fuel. The dual fuel will run on gasoline or propane, or the tri-fuel will run on gasoline, natural gas, or gasoline. The tri-fuels are kind of expensive though. If you already have a generator, I wanted to bring this up, you can buy conversion kits. So for like $150-$200, you can get a regulator and a modification and make your generator run on natural gas. And if you have natural gas and like a natural gas line in your house, assuming you're not in a crazy freeze where the natural gas lines like freeze or some catastrophic thing, you're always going to have natural gas at your house, and you can run these things for a month at a time. No problem. This one here is a tri-fuel. You don't have to convert it. And note, the dual fuel ones will not run natural gas. The regulator has to be way oversized to run natural gas. I personally don't have propane. I've got natural gas. And even if you have, like, if you're thinking like, oh, I've got a barbecue tank, that's only going to run like a day or two. So you need like a dedicated, like gigantic propane tank at your house, or like a natural gas line. But you can hook these up. And a slight thing to notice, you're running this thing on propane or natural gas, it's a little weaker than running it on gasoline. So you lose like 10% of your power. Minor thing to note, just keep that in mind. But you can run them forever. So I'm trying to convert my house, or trying to get my generator converted. I'm thinking about doing this, even though I run a small generator than a big generator, just to run the refrigerators all at once. But anyway, something to keep note of. You can always convert these things. This is the regulator, and it can basically shoves natural gas down the throat of the generator. So I'm sorry, Doppel, your Generac's not going to break out, even though we've got the squiggly line saying it's up, up, up. I put everybody on the champion generators game. If you guys don't know, if you're not going to buy a Honda, definitely go check out like Champion. These are the best ones I've ever found the research for that are cheap, like the budget and friendly mine. They're really, really well built. Not sponsored or anything like that, even though that'd be a really weird sponsor. But I've had really, really good luck with these, and a lot of people, commercial guys, run these and have a really, really great look. And frankly, I just saw that these came out. Somehow they made a tiny little 50-pound one that's a 4,000 watt, which is just insane. And it's dual fuel, so it'll run on propane. Like, I've got a 100-pound one on wheels that's like 4,500 watts. This thing is like the size of a boombox, and it can do 4,000. These didn't exist a year or two ago, so I'm actually shocked. I saw one at Bass Pro Shop the other day, and I was like, holy cow, that can't be right. And sure enough, it is. Somehow they shoved the 150cc engine in there and got it to work. But Generac, moving up. Obviously, we've got the Hurricane that hit, and there's another one potentially coming. But that's how it goes. It's Fletch. Too much alpha. Don't get banned. Oh, also, speaking of alpha, always run them dry. Don't ever shut them off. Like if you're done with them, turn the fuel off, turn the choke on a little bit, and let them run until the carburetor runs dry. The ethanol in the current fuel these days is garbage. So anyway, STL coin. Harbor Freight Predators are nice. I've been really impressed with the Harbor Freight generators. Like all this stuff I'm telling you, I used to run the $100, $200 generator from, I think they were 120 bucks. It was a little two-stroke. 900 watts was the total capacity. I ran that thing on the beach for years, hooked up to a 3-gallon gas tank and a 5,000 watt BTU air conditioner, and my little travel camper was iced out on the beach. I could run that off 3 gallons for like maybe 2.5 days. It was I could go a whole weekend, never have to worry about it. It was awesome. But I had to use a hard start capacitor. That little 900 watt 2-stroke Chinese thing couldn't run. And I got a 2-year warranty from Harbor Freight. It was awesome. But likewise, Generac bottom. It might be in. It might be time to break out. Your Wyckoffs are going to say spring, 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 spring. Maybe, maybe, maybe. But that's definitely an upper range it's testing again. And this double pivot held. So you tell me what the whales are thinking. You know, we didn't have like any hurricanes really last year. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. All I'm saying. So moving on. Unless you guys have generator questions. What's up? What's up, Phil? Buy Generac calls, roll profits into... Hey! Roll profits into generator. I've been thinking about it. The other thing cool about those Predators, STL, I've heard they're like carbon copies of the Hondas now. So like the Parks Intermatch, which would be pretty interesting. The Hondas are amazing generators, but my God, are they expensive. Yeah. Like $1,200 for a 2,000 watt Honda is crazy, but man, they're so nice. Oh, another thing. If you're on the beach doing air conditioning, don't run a Honda on the ground. They put the intakes on the bottom. We learned that the hard way. Man, if you got like $500, Fletch, get the Generac. Not the Generac. God damn it. Sorry, Doc. Get the Champions. I really like them. So moving on. We're getting into that time where we're talking about Bitcoin. And we're talking about elections, and we're also talking about this thing about living in a simulation. Yeah, Fletch, you can DM me too. We can talk gens. Or hell, roundtable, we can do that. That's another thing. Around 9-ish, 9:30, I got a ton of slides left. We're going to go hit up in the Discord and hang out with the OGs and talk anything you guys want. But since we live in a simulation, and some rappers are getting Solana tattooed to their faces, Trump's actually going to come speak at the Bitcoin conference. It's going to be interesting. And I saw Dylan LeClaire posting. Apparently, Biden has an open invite as well, which they have not replied. He has not replied to. So, getting kind of interested to see where this goes. It'd be really funny if like Biden like adopted like Cardano or something. But I don't care what you care. We got ETFs. We got presidents speaking at Bitcoin conferences. If you would have told me 10 years ago, well, hell, if you'd have told me 10 years ago Trump would be president, that'd be wild. But if you also told me 10 years ago, like presidents and stuff, well, I guess I wouldn't know about crypto 10 years ago. But anyway, you get the point. It's kind of crazy. Like we talk about like mass adoption. This is like serious stuff. Like the president of the United States knows the word Satoshi. That's going to be, it's going to get really interesting. I'm going to go watch it. It's going to be awesome. Or not. It's going to be entertaining either way. But big news. Michael Saylor actually announced something. He announced that he didn't buy Bitcoin, but he announced a 10-to-1 stock split. So, this is our old MicroStrategy chart. Targets hit, if you didn't know. That was the Profit 1 zone, Profit 2 zone. We were 6 months early, but that's where we drew them. We're actually retesting them, which is kind of cool. I love seeing retest where stuff holds. That makes me think it's a more formidable floor. And let me redraw these lines because they don't really show up too well on the daily. If it bothers you really bad, you need to message TradingView because I'm at the limits of what PineScript can paint. But yeah, Generac, it's moving. We've got Gulf firing up with hurricanes. Let's see if this is actual support. I wanted to see it break loose here, and unfortunately didn't. We actually got a top print, and then we are getting bottoms. If you guys ever see that, like, I really start talking about confluence tweets and you see me talking about, hey, look, an RSI bottom printed the same time as a runner bot, you have to realize the runner bot stuff is designed to look for whales in a different way than the RSI bottom. So when I see two different bots looking for a bottom go bing, 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 I pay attention. And from here, and we also got white candles right up on a support the revision bands. This thing went up 350% MicroStrategies. And we got little TPs on the RSI. Then we actually got the runner bot here. So you got RSI top call, RSI top bot call, and then you got runner bot top call, which faded down. I'm going to leave some bait here for the D who will not be named. And then we got a bottom call on like an accumulation cylinder bounce. And now it's actually kind of showing support with another bottom call, but we don't have an RSI here. So it's kind of in the mid-range here, but we are getting a bottom print on an order block. So likely, and remember, this is an art channel. Probably going to come up here and retest. Probably bounce off of it would be my guess. Be my guess. So anyway. Probably what we're looking at. Maybe it's a big distribution. Maybe this turns into a giant BART, or it just takes off. If Bitcoin price keeps running, you know where this is going to go. Moving on. Another thing, this one kind of went under the radar, and I wanted to point it out. SEC drops an investigation into Paxos. Paxos is like one of the old runners of stablecoins, and decided that they were helping Binance with their BUSD stablecoin, and they decided that Paxos is not a security. So small win. Another thing the SEC lost and dropped. But another thing that people have been talking about, and people have been like panic posting, and it definitely is not bullish. Germany had a bunch of confiscated Bitcoin, and that they've accumulated through the years for God knows what measures. I don't really keep up with Germany. Regardless, they had a bunch of crypto, and they've been selling it heavy. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. And this is July 11th. This is today. They've sold... Where was it? Yes. Okay, so apparently they received it from Movie TK. I don't know what that is. God forgive me. This is a free channel. They've been bleeding Bitcoin. And shout out Arkham. If you guys don't follow these guys, definitely check them out because this stuff is awesome. You can actually see the German wallets. I'll post this link in the chat. This is pretty cool. Fletch, Trump's going to be speaking at the Bitcoin conference. It's going to be awesome. So it's definitely like, it's not an institutional investor, but they've been selling, right? They've been selling heavy. They've been selling fast. This is definitely bearish pressure on the market. But the thing I want to post or like talk about the most, this isn't sustainable. They've sold. How much do they have left? They have 520 million, and that can't be right. Yeah, they've got $500 million left, and they started with like 3.6. They have bled this out hard. So at this rate, they're going to go to zero. They can't go negative. They're not going to start leverage trading. The government's just dumping Bitcoin for cash, and then they're going to exit the market. Regardless, as people are like, oh, we're chopping, we're not 70K yet, they're whining, whatnot. You need to realize this is a lot of money. This is a lot of pressure, and it's been steady. Doom. Big sales. Big well. This is a freaking government, right? And the market just kind of absorbed it, which is really interesting to see, as well as we saw the ETF flows have been picking it up. Now, I'm not saying the ETF flows are directly absorbing this, but you got to realize we haven't been net outflowing on the ETFs in a while. We've actually been net positive on. We've been inflowing, needless to say. July 8th, we actually hit 300 million on a daily inflow. And today it's looking like we're going to be positive as well. We've already eaten up what Grayscale dumped. So Grayscale's still kind of bleeding out. I need to pull up my Grayscale chart and update it, albeit it's a manual Excel chart. But regardless, we're not seeing continuation dump of the ETFs. This total thing is not just sitting here red, which is really, really nice. It's nice. I've seen a lot of people talk about how this stuff is a hedge, it's bearish, all these different things. I'm not an ETF expert. I just know this money is on spot, and I know it's going into cold wallets. At the same time, BlackRock or Fidelity could come in with a $1 billion sale one day. Like, that's totally can happen. But so far, they're not. So your boy still likes ETF flows. All I'm gonna say. Germany's dumping. Fidelity's eating it. BlackRock's eating it. I'm bullish on that. Needless to say. But like I said, this is an art stream. We're just looking at the colors of this font. Moving on. So shout out Pep. I start talking about confluence of the RSI bottoms and getting a little interested in taking some longs here and saying confluence is my favorite. And Pepper proceeds to use me as a take profit signal. So shout out Pep, who shorted the market. One of our RT friends of Stacks. So he I'm a counter signal. It's awesome. Just fun to share that. That was anyway. Much love to Pep. Very, very respectable guy. The other thing, since we're talking about like governments selling and stuff like that, Mt. Gox money is on the move. So likely this stuff we've been talking about for what feels like decades, Mt. Gox Bitcoins are actually going to be given back to the original holders, which have been forced to hold these things for ungodly profit. I forgot what the latest profit numbers are on this, but it's pretty friggin' high. Needless to say. This is the big question mark in the air. Are these dudes bullish? Are these dudes bearish? I can tell you I would definitely take some off the table, but I wouldn't sell it all if I was in their position. But it's a lot of Bitcoin. So, but at the same time, we've seen what like the German government's doing and the market just sucked it up. So maybe we're going to see the same thing. So I don't know. We'll see. Another thing, moving on. Another thing we talk about, like living in a simulation and how crazy the damn SEC is. So apparently, option trading is now available on the 2x leveraged and inverse Bitcoin ETFs, but not on spot Bitcoin ETFs, because none of this makes sense. The rules are made up, and the points don't matter. This type of stuff just makes me think Gensler's crazy. Like, something's wrong with him. All I can say. But Lord help us if we start getting into the 4-year bull run and then options open up and they full send it. We're going to get a parabolic blow off top like you've never seen. And speaking of that, Bob Lucas, if you haven't seen this chart lately, his current target is November 2024, $281,000 per Bitcoin. So let me tell you what happens if Bitcoin hits almost 300K by 2024. And by the way, end of 2025, he's calling for 500K per Bitcoin, which is just going to be crazy. Crazy awesome. All I'm going to say is Runner's going to have to make some life decisions. And this is going to be crazy. It's my lifetime is going to be buying Bitcoin at $3,000 and selling it for $300 would just be insane. But anyway, it's hard for me to even talk about this, but I can tell you Runner's going to make some life changes. And I very well may buy one of the cars that was impounded by Tekashi 69. If you guys don't know, the IRS actually got a hold of his Lambo Urus, as well as his Bentley Continental GT, and they are rainbow trended out. Actually, they're wrapped. They're not painted, but they are wrapped. And I'm very sad because the one Tekashi car that I did want was the Ferrari. I want this so bad. And I guess he got to keep this one, or it was a rental. I don't know what the story is, but the IRS does not have this one. So he did all the work for me to get to have myself a rainbow themed Ferrari. That's not super tacky. right? It's not that tacky. But anyway, moving on from Bitcoin, there was Belgian police are investigating an attempt on Vitalik's life yesterday that took place at the FCC side event. So it's a big joke, but Vitalik did get hit by a sign. You don't know who Takashi is, Fletch? Get in gear. If you guys don't know, we've been talking about this forever, but the ETH ETF is probably coming online this month, if not like within a week. This is all I really care about right now. Mt. Gox, BTC, if that randomly starts shitting the bed, or Ethereum, this is the one that I care about, and you should care about. Spoiler alert, Mt. Gox doesn't have Ethereum to sell. So, looking back, you guys know me. I'm unfortunately a BART expert at this point. It's not what I wanted to be, but Rainbow Theory be damned, we figured out BARTs. This was the chart we posted back in late June. I'm sorry, June 8th. We started getting ideas that this was a bot, that this was a BART. And let me run you through. I've got a lot of videos on this. Rainbow Theory's legit like one of the only things that can actually catch these BARTs. They are designed to liquidate the longs. They're also designed to liquidate the shorts. This is designed to kill everybody in the order book and let the whales continue on about their day. They're super, super hard to trade because most people can't see these. They get blinded by the pump and they want continuation because, frankly, these things normally set like a slightly higher high that gets people's attention and they start longing the hairline. Rainbow Theory-wise, we get the vertical left side. We get a rainbow rotation of the colors. You see the pinks bleeding to purples to blues. We get RSI rotations. I have the RSI bot turned off here, but it would have triggered here. We got a runner bot top call as well. And then we have the HMA here, the HMA tool slicing through the hairline. This is the confluence to at least move your position stop losses up and prepare for a potential downside. We were looking at a long that went from $2,880 all the way to almost $4,000, and round tripping back to $2,900 was the Rainbow Theory call. We then started getting more confirmation that this hairline was starting to break down, and we set our targets. Hey, full retrace is here, but we might actually stop here at like the 3,300 because there's an order block there. So we called this, and let me find the actual chart because I think I moved. Did I run BART off of this? Let me see if it's on the Coinbase one. I don't think I have it anymore. Just pretend the BART's here. Let me turn these EMAs off. If you guys have questions about the EMAs, those are just the 33, the 66, and the 99. So on the 4 hour, and let me put the karate HMA back on. I love the HMA for BARTs. So this was the original BART hairline that we started getting suspicious of. By the time we crossed through here and started bleeding green, we were getting really suspicious of a BART, and we called top, and people were getting pissed. They're like, no. ETFs, send price to Valhalla. ETFs are coming, sure. But this is a BART. Forget this side of the chart. Just pretend, when we saw this like June, we were saying, hey, this is a BART setup. Be prepared. You don't necessarily want to short it, but you definitely want to start bringing your stops up, right? In case this thing nukes in the middle of the night. It started breaking and it started grinding down. And the order block originally, I think, was... I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the right chart. That was marked. Sorry, I've got stuff everywhere. It was around here. That was the second order block, or the first order block. But the full retrace call was down here, right? That was the call. That's ETH USDT. So I think that's the Binance chart. Let me see. I want to find this. Hold on. Sorry. That's not it. Give me a second. There it is. There's my original drawing. So we were late on the full retrace. We were almost on time for this retrace. Regardless, it happened. This part was clean. The bleeds sometimes don't just go straight down, especially on something this high of a net worth. I say high of a net worth, high of a market cap. And let me put that bad boy right back. Yeah. That's a BART. Most people got destroyed by this. They round tripped. The bulls took this up 39%, and then they fully round tripped it. Ethereum, which has been just a crazy thing to trade for years now, went up 40% and all the way back down. Full freaking retrace. And guess what? These bots don't lie. There's your order block. And what do? They wicked into the order block on freaking pink RSIs. We didn't get crazy candle colors. We didn't really get, I don't think we got close to the machine learning reversion bands, but I guess the basic reversion bands. But we wicked liquidity. So like when I talk about order blocks all the time, the bot's lighting this up saying, hey, there's order block here. See all these pivots? Pay attention. That's support. They went all the way back down. So up here, what is this? June? Really in May. The end of May, early June, we were able to call with Rainbow Theory that this thing was going to hit 2,800, and it hit. So that is how this stuff works. I know I'm kind of talking like tooting my horn, but like that's your call, and that's what happened. Easy invalidation. These BARTs, I'd say probably 70-80% of the time they retrace somewhere. They'll either retrace half-ass or they'll go the full way down, or they don't retrace at all. And if that's the case, they do. And then we talk about those setups, right? The hairline moves up and out, or it comes down. So if it moves up and out, you definitely know what to do because this homeboy is breaking out. But on this case, it was breaking down. So we wrote it out and we prepared. And I stacked some cash the whole way down for 2 months, and I re-added it here when I saw the colors rotate to red. So I got some entries again around 3,000. Mind you, I was sitting on a beach, boogie boarding with the fam. So wasn't trying to scalp wicks, but it definitely hit. And frankly, this is what got me to buy. I think I actually got, I think it was around here. But those pink RSIs on the H4 got my attention. We rarely ever see pink RSIs on the H4 on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are the two that I really, really care about pinks on. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go to the tutorials on the website and look up the color candle cheat sheet. Pink is the strongest bull color. On RSI, it's inverted because the colors didn't look right when I didn't do that. They kind of blended, so I reversed it. But pink is basically the strongest bearish RSI color, and we hit it. If you look back here, these other RSIs, they weren't as hot. This was blue RSI, this was green, no prints on RSI, and then we came down to here. And frankly, when you're nuking into support, right, and the whales blow out RSI, they can't really get through this wall. This support is like a wall. And if they've already given up all their energy just to touch the wall, they're not breaking through it most of the time. Now, if you're talking about like shit coins and all that, sure, that they can break rules. You talk about a top 3,000 market cap, sure. But you talk like a top 20 market cap, no. Unless something like major happens, like someone else gets Solana tattooed on the forehead, something like a hack. You need like a hack. You need something really scammy to break through. But when you're looking at like real TA on this, like Vitalik would die or something to push through that. Like that would maybe send it through there. But pink RSIs on support, boom, that's your entry. That should get your attention. We also got RSI bottom call, and we got the runner bot bottom call, and we broke through the HMA. So I'm slurping up spot at around the range that we called in May. Sorry, not sorry. I don't care. I'm going to keep bagging Ethereum on spot and being comfy and not freaking out because I'm not a leverage degen. So anyway, what's up? What is Jabroni? Audio crispy as F. Josh, is that a compliment or do I need to make an adjustment? I don't have a shotgun mic, mind you, and I don't have as deep of a voice as yours. You think wick under 2800 before up? Please let me know, Josh. But I don't think you're gonna get 2800. I don't think you're gonna get below that, to be honest. I think that, gun to my head, I think this support holds. That's where I'm at with it. Now, it may bounce a few times and hit and go, but what I want to see is I want to see 2800, 2900 hold, and I want to see ETFs start inflowing on Ethereum. That's what I want. If we get that, that's a really, really like base for you to get a floor to launch from. And that's what I want to see. Now, mind you, like, Bitcoin didn't do that, right? Bitcoin broke this again, which I don't like. We had a really, really clear H4 support block here that held a lot of times and it ricocheted off. But we've clearly broke through it, and now we're hitting this order block again, which I don't like. But this one's harder to read than Ethereum, and if you know me, I look at Bitcoin and Ethereum at the same time, and whichever one is easier to read, that's the one I kind of more gravitate to. And right now, the BART has fully played out on Ethereum. So I've got my reset on Ethereum. I don't really have a clear reset here. The bottom, so this could keep dead cat bouncing, right? It could just keep bouncing, and we're going to keep getting bottom signals here, whatever. You're going to catch these pumps, right? But this is definitely more bearish, for sure. The Bitcoin chart's way more bearish looking, and we have to keep that in mind. But we're so many months past the halvening. The ETFs are here. We've got a Trump going to come talk about it. Maybe it's still the news. I mean, we've got Mt. Gox coming. Maybe Mt. Gox flash crashes us. I can just tell you this. I'm willing to buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin to just be a boring Bitcoin maxi and Ethereum maxi, just buying both at the same time spot and not caring. That's where I'm at. I'm not a 15-second leverage degen trader at all by any means. But that's where I'm at. I'm willing to buy this for the rest of the year, the further it goes down. If it goes down. If it keeps going up, I'm still willing to deploy. So that's where I'm at with it. Chop trading, scalping. I haven't really been doing a lot of scalping the past 2 months. I've been buying support repeatedly on Bitcoin and Ethereum. A lot of altcoins are not supporting any type of continued run. Frankly, right now, Aave and Zcash are outperforming. That should scare the bejesus out of you. That's not alt run cycle stuff. This is not say run 2023. We're not there right now. Solana's getting some of the weirdest stuff ever in the headlines. And frankly, we're getting into market stuff. I don't know how to navigate it personally. Iggy Azalea is telling me the bottom is in along with Donald. I got some weird vibes there. So, needless to say, market is getting weird. Lil Pumpernickel, Lil Pump, which is William Pumpernickel. Don't ask why I know that. It's not that I know the face tattoo artist, rappers, SoundCloud rappers, but I do. He got Solana like tattooed on his forehead. So shout out Lil Pump for doing this before I guess Ansem did it. But this is a part of the market I'm not really prepared to navigate. And let me show you this. He got a tattoo of Solana on his forehead and then proceeded to short the damn thing. So he shorted the coin that was on his forehead. So, Gucci gang. Shout out Dime, one of my most beloved CT celebs. He shorted $100,000 on Solana and started flexing about a $500 P&L. I'm sorry, a $419 P&L. Gosh, dog it. This is where I think we're in a simulation, because if you'd have told me, I'd be streaming about SoundCloud rappers trading leverage with the tickers on their forehead. I wouldn't have believed you, but we are here. Now, I'm not a Sol guy. I don't like it, and it's cost me lots of money in both ways, especially when Mally and Doppel were saying, buy here, and I didn't. Shout out Alameda, because you screwed us over in most ways, and I didn't want to touch it because I still thought it was tainted from Alameda. What's up, Sniping Snake? Love you, dude. I'll tell you where I'm at with Solana. And I've gone through this multiple times. We fully capitulated, accumulated, we pumped. We went 90% up and we didn't retake the all-time high order block. We did not take it. So for me, I don't care about Solana until it does this. Is there going to be spicy scalps in between? Yes. Zoomed out, this doesn't look like shit. But these are like 40% moves. These are huge. These are big moves. You can do a lot of damage with those on leverage. Like if I turn log off, this is a wild dude. A lot of liquidity. You can do a lot of damage there. In general, you get to buy the reversion bands. It pumps in general. But this thing could retrace because you know me. I don't like sitting at a plateau with altitude under my feet. And that's exactly where this damn thing is. It did 90% of the work. It got all the way back up to the top order block, and it was primed to take the all-time high. But a lot of things don't, and this one didn't. And that's when you get to secure profits and chill the F out. You will be told a million times by Ansem and everyone else that Solana has broken $300. You will get the notifications. It will be all over your timelines. Until then, I don't care, because this is weakness to me. These are weaker colors. This is a weaker high. And we've already done the damage. 1,100% gains. I'm going to chill for a bit. I don't want to care about this coin. It front ran everything. And until it continues to front run its own all-time high, I don't care. And it's not that like Solana's not the best thing ever. Sure, it's the only thing on Lil Pump's forehead, but that's a ticker. But the thing is it's not all-time high yet. So this leaves me potential to retrace and bleed out. And it's got a long way till it finds support. Long way. This thing could bleed out for a very long time. If you've already done 90% of the gains and got 1,100%, chill the F out, because you can get up 1,100% and then drop back just that little inch there or so, and that's 40% of your gains gone. So I'm going to chill out. Mally's starting to get interested in it, so I'm paying attention to that. I haven't seen Dop talk about it, but I'm personally going to wait until it can get back in this order block. Frankly, that was the time to send it, was here. The volume impulses should have come through if these Sol Maxis wanted to get it through, and they didn't. So that's telling you the whales that are really in control of this backed off. And if they backed off, I don't want to be there. Like, look at the volume. Right? Bang, 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 and then it faded. You see those fades, that's profit taking with whales a lot of times. So gotta be careful. Let me catch up on chat. Yeah, Nexus, what is up, my friend? Strong support at 0. Sniping Snake, do you know that US oil went below 0 one time? Yeah, it's Sol. See, that's the problem, Sniping Snake. Sol can do a lot of cool stuff, but it also like hurts itself, because you can mint. Well, they were bragging that you can mint like 200,000 NFTs on the Sol chain for like $200, and then people like started proceeding to do it, and then the Sol network kind of started failing nonstop because the transactions were through the roof. It happens. So anyway, speaking of Sol round trippers, this may or may not be Dime. This dude round tripped $4.5 million, $4.7 million of Bowden for a 98% loss. I know Dime had a crazy position that round tripped a lot, so I much apologize, Huck and Hugo. Your boy thought that one was going to ride to election. I honestly thought it was too, but Bowden went nuts, and then it proceeded to die. So I'm not saying Sol's going to do this, but what I'm saying is that's the type of the plateau stuff that like scares me. Let me turn off these EMAs. Like I said, EMAs, it's 33.66.99. I don't like the ribbons that like Mally uses. It messes with my eyes, so I kind of started doing that. But Bowden went nuts. It actually got on Kraken, of all things. Bowden and Shrimp, I think, is the other one. And it's proceeded to 98% retrace. So that's the type of the stuff you got to worry about, guys. Like, that's 98 gone. It almost went to $1, and now it's 3 cents, 4 cents. So maybe election time works, but dude, like, if Biden gets swept out to Kamala or something like that, this is going to go to 0. We can check Shrimp. I didn't want to this thing. I'm not a meme guy other than Popcat. Oh. That can't be right. Shrimp, USD, Kraken. Shout out Kraken. Love Jesse Powell. So Trump's downtrending too. We had some whatever pump dump during the debate. What's the utility of something with a misspelled Trump name? I don't know. But then again, you got to realize I was a big fan of racing hamsters on chain. So I could screw up at times. But speaking of weird stuff, like I said earlier, I mentioned this earlier, this Iggy Azalea, but I messed up my tabs because I've got too many tabs on the ultra wide right now and my eyes are hurting. But Iggy Azalea would like to announce that the bottom is in, so you could just disregard this art channel stream. The bottom's in apparently, and Iggy Azalea is sending it, and she's in alignment with Donald. So I haven't watched the Macro Monday this week for Josh yet. I apologize, I was on vacation, so maybe we need to go long. Maybe. I'm sorry, she's the opposite of Donald. Inverse Donald. My bad. Shout out Duck. This is the thing. I don't know how to navigate this type of market with Iggy telling you the bottom's in, Lil Pump tattooing Solana on his forehead, then proceeding to short it, and then losing like 100K in shit coins, asking people what's something he should run up. It's like a weird time. And then like the Iggy coin, Iggy Azalea's coin, God, I can't believe I'm saying these words, but it's down 80%. Mother's down 80%. And I thought this was hilarious. Watching Iggy chart down 10% while she flies on a private jet to the Maldives and you get destroyed. So anyway, moving on to something kind of crazy. If you don't like, I can't say these car names, Kosnagig or whatever I think is how you say it. That's Sam Altman. So this is the picture of when Elon Musk gives you $50 million to your nonprofit. If you don't know, that's like one of the baddest cars like ever built. These guys make insane cars. And since this is a nonprofit and they don't have a ticker, we can check the NVIDIA chart, which continues to be amazing. Sorry, that's like all-time high market caps of everything. The volume on this is sick. It's like everybody cares about she's running, and she's running hard, and it continues to run. So I can tell you this, as long as AI is pumping, these dudes are going to feed it. We got a dude who's posting garbage in the Discord. Let me ban them real quick. I swear I'm going to make this Rainbow Trends Discord private. Mods, can you take a look at that, please? Ban. Alright, I just banned him. Should clear it up. There we go. Alright. Yeah, Discord bots are getting pretty crazy. But anyway, speaking of crazy stuff, let's go like back to reality. Actually, let's check in video first. I'm sorry. I'm moving too fast. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I naturally want to go straight back into getting ready for the Discord roundtable, which we're well overdue. If you don't know, you should know, and you're gonna find out the hard way. NVIDIA powers this AI bubble. It's not really a bubble. Fuck it. It could be a bubble, right? But like, this AI stuff's awesome, and these are the chip producers that feed it. So as long as that monster's running, NVIDIA is gonna do well. But they've done their stock split. Earnings are coming up in August of 2024, so another month. And I wouldn't be surprised if they can't shock the world that they're crazy profitable again, blew out all expectations. It seems to be the thing that they do. Their CEO is cool as shit. And I think it's sister or cousin's the CEO, the female. She's the CEO of AMD, which is just insane. Had a huge pullback today. A lot of tech sectors kind of getting weird. Doppel's been commenting a lot on it, which take note, he's getting chatty. That's a signal. We'll see. This is one of the ones. It's so damn high. I don't want to short it, but I'm also scared to long it. Regardless, keep an eye on your reversion bands. Definitely don't long anywhere near this machine learning. If it's touching the blue, that's the TP area. But I don't know if you're going to get anywhere near this red band. NVIDIA has not touched that red band since 2022, October. She's been running. And you can see here, we had a reconsolidation, and she blew out. And this is what I'm talking about. You hit these order blocks, and you want to break through these damn things. And this is not what Sol did, remember? This is your order block for the local range here. That's your top one. That's your bottom one, right? Support, resistance. I can't see it. That's why I coded all this stuff. The bots make it like easy for me. So you see them send through, and then we had the well prints here that go do 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 do, and we're gone. That was at $50. Now it's $130. So you can get all YA coffee, pull all your schematics out, get really, really super technical, or you could just keep it simple. Did it break support? Did it break resistance? It broke resistance and it blew the F out. What's it going to do from here? I don't know. I really thought this range was going to go for a while, but I'll be damned, I was wrong on that one. And it's up again. But now we've got another block that we're dealing with. And we've got to see what she's going to do. Let me go back. I'm way off on hours. Yeah. Ride the bubble for sure. Paperclip maximizer. Old Clippy. Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. There's been a lot of people that have been trying to short this, and I don't like shorting in general, but there's stuff that's like, I don't want to long it at these altitudes, but I damn sure I'm not going to get in the way and try to short this thing and be like a hero. A lot of people have tried to short this thing, and it is dumb. It's like same people that try to keep shorting Tesla. Like, there's times where it's going to happen, but like that dude, when Tesla wants to pump, it's going to pump. There's not much you can do about it. Like, speaking of Tesla, you guys want to talk about Rainbow Theory stuff? Tesla works really, really well on Rainbow Theory, especially the 4-hour. This has been the channel walk downward for a very, very long time, and it finally broke and swept out, and this was the move we were looking for. We had a breakout here with some serious strength, actually printing a pink, and then we came back and retested it. I love retests. Not to sound like I did 40 minutes ago when I was saying I love retests. This is a breakout, and then this is like a retest here, and then they fully sent it, and this is 58%. And if you're wondering where Mally made 30 grand this week, some of it was here. When Tesla's raging, Mally's on fire. And he rode this thing up. We hit the reversion bands. We printed an RSI top. We hit pink candles. We hit white RSI. That's the most bullish RSI color. That's the most bullish candle color. Where am I? Let me kill some of these tabs. And we hit this pivot here, and we rejected. Regardless, that's 100% run in a week. So, on spot, keep that in mind. Oh, Fletch, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one. I don't remember why I drew those, to be honest. Oh, I'm sorry, Fletch. Those are ancient ones before the stock split. So there is price history on $100 when NVIDIA used to be $100 before it went to $1,000. So, but anyway, this is the thing. RSI top. We're probably going to get an H for runner bot top on this one too. Regardless, you don't buy pinks. Let them roll over. Get you some bottoms. Typically, if this thing can touch the bottom of the reversion band and you get some white candles, she tends to buck. And those are 30% moves. And then finally, we got this huge downtrend pull, and this thing from the channel break went up 50%. When they pico bottom, it's like 100, but you're like, most people don't have the stones to touch these. But in general, if you learn to read this thing, when it bleeds out and they're talking trash about Elon on TV, it's time to get long. and just let it go. These are your most bearish colors on RSI and candle colors, and then it rotate up. Those are the most bullish ones. Let it rotate down. You know, stay out of the mid-range chop, get your extremes, and play accordingly. Tops in general on this are really nasty. Some of the original stock tuning that I did for the runner bots and stuff was based on this. So keep that in mind. Like if I strip all of this away and just look at runner bots, pay attention to these. They hit really hard, right? Is it perfect? No, but it's really good, right? So keep that in mind. And frankly, those two top signals was when Elon sold and when Elon's brother sold, which is pretty cool because I got the runner bot signal and then the next day they're like, they sold. I'm like, I'll be damned. It picked up the whales. Because that dude has a ton of stock. And I'm talking about the brother who always wears the cowboy hats. I forgot his name. Seems like a cool dude. But anyway, that's Tesla. And to take a little break from the charts. If you guys don't know, I love Campai Group. They've got good vibes all around. And we had covered it before that they have some really, really crazy raffles, right? You can use your Panda points and do giveaways. Somebody won the helicopter gun range raffle. So tell me crypto doesn't have utility, but legit, he's going to do the gunship helicopter range. And I just, you know, as awesome as Pudgy Penguins are and Crypto Punks are, this dude's going to get on a helicopter and shoot machine guns at a target range, which is just insane. And I hope to God they stream it, because this is just insane. I personally don't like helicopters. I've almost died twice in the oil field in a helicopter incident, so I'm out, but I wish these guys well. But you got to remember the helicopters I were in didn't have machine guns. So anyway, another funny thing kind of with Campai, and I'm going to move on after this. What's his name? Kaleo sold his honorary, which was really interesting. Not normal to see someone dump their honorary. So someone scooped it up for like 1.3F and then proceeded to list it for sale for 426.9. So shout out Fletch. Could have been you. I meant to cover this earlier because we were talking about technical stuff, safety wise. I'm going to post this link. And if you've noticed, a lot of the tech guys in the Discord have been really bitching about Windows 11. And I'm going to post this here. Yeah, link is in the chat. And if you're on Twitter, the chats don't work. So my apologies. But Microsoft now apparently automatically uploads all of your pictures, videos, and documents into their OneCloud server. So if there's ever going to be a data breach on Microsoft, and you may or may not happen to have your tax files, your private photos, your bank statements, your social security, your taxes, right? If that gets leaked, you were vulnerable here and didn't even know it. So it's not opt in, it's opt out. So be careful of that. This sucks. And I don't know where I'm going next for an operating system, but damn it, Dop, it's not going to be Linux. It's not. I need a GUI. Also, shout out Freeman. I'm not doing Linux either. Crazy dude. Anyway, Microsoft continues to pump, which is interesting. I'm not in position on this one, and I'm not really watching it, but man, is it grinding. Since September 2023, she's gone. 50%. Is it NVIDIA numbers? No, but it's trendy. Speaking of Microsoft, this is the one I am playing, and it's been bothering me. Now, remember, this is an art stream, so I just talk hypothetically. But this one drove me bonkers. Intel completely bled out. Malifestro started talking about it around here. And I proceeded to watch it from there bleed out deep into the reversion bands. And that's actually the machine learning reversion bands, that orange one. And we actually printed white candles to yellow to orange, and I bit. And it proceeded to frickin' sit here and drive me bananas. Nature doesn't really draw straight lines, so when you see that bounce, 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 that's a whale playing this. They're either distributing or they're accumulating. It's one of the two. But typically, my bet was we've bled out. It's bouncing now. Someone has stepped in and taken control. If you can see it here, that's when the bull whale finally showed up and said, hello, I'm in. F you, we're not going lower. Now, it has proceeded to hold since then. We've had kind of a piggyback candle there, and then it bumped along the way. Shout out to the made-up rainbow trend terms that no one knows outside of our group. But regardless, that's what I look for. And then it allows you to give you like a tight stop loss. I bit regardless. The paint was too nice. I just ignored what the ticker was. Long term, Dappa was talking about some of the roadmap stuff that they messed up, and it looks like it's going to be coming into play probably a year from now or so, maybe longer. I'm probably butchering it, but that's what got me to bite, and it pumped this week finally and went really nice. Right now we had a tech sector pullback today for sure, but it went up like 17%, so I'm real happy with that. And now I'm protected. I can leave my entry here and chill out in spot and not care and let it ride, because frankly, this is a gnarly bump. Now it may be an accumulation range like here. It definitely could, and it could, we don't know yet. We've got earnings coming up, which could mess all this up, right? But it's looking good. And frankly, my friends who build computers, they're starting to do Intel builds again. It used to be just AMD for the past few years. So, you know, we'll keep it frosty. Speaking of that, let's check AMD real quick, because this is the relative to Nvidia. Oh, it's actually looking pretty nice. I really like AMD chips, by the way. Upgraded to the 5900 because you guys forced me to do video editing for YouTube. And it's awesome. Completely heats up my room. But anyway, AMD, like I said, you get the prints in a reversion band. It tends to work. Not every time, but it definitely is cheating. 25% gains off those blocks. So anyway, Sniping Snake wants to see VZ, not CSGO. Come on now. Verizon. I like Verizon. Look at this on daily, because this is kind of noisy. Likewise, if you're still here, please like, comment, subscribe. Goes a long way in the YouTube algo, as well as Twitch. Yeah, I don't like that. It's not. That's not a Wyckoff print, but I'm not a Wyckoff guy. But I would definitely pay attention to that order block right there on the daily. And I would set my alerts if that goes over that. That's what I would pay attention to. Because you can see how the whales hit it twice. And this is the other thing you gotta realize. These sons of bitches, the whales will literally do this. Bing! They'll do that little move right there to trigger you to say, higher high, it's in the books, we're going long, and then they retrace it down and they destroy anybody who longs that. So you don't long these order blocks until you get something to break through and like retest or just keep trucking, right? That's what you want to see. So anyway, that's what I think about Verizon. I wouldn't touch it until it breaks above that. I don't ever chart this, by the way. So mind you, I'm not terribly familiar with the Verizon whales. But that would be your order blocks for the other two ranges. I would make this one yellow, though. That's your, like, support. But this thing moves really, really slow. These are daily candles, and this is only... Maybe it's a lot. I don't think it is. Yeah, it's only a 40% range. So it's not a lot of meat to chew there. But it is what it is. If you guys don't have any requests, I think that's good. Let me check and see if anything's pumping right now. Give me a second. Sometimes in the middle of streams, like I've literally come back and stuff's $1,000 higher, and it's like, oh my god. But appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming in, saying hi. I'm overdue and I'm apologizing, but family time, it's the time for me to hit it while the kids are out of school. Yeah, nothing's really going crazy. Say, you know what? I'll do a say one real quick. My arbitrage bot algos started lighting up this week on Say, and I haven't seen them do that in a very, very long time. Maybe Jump Crypto is on the move again. But do you see this liquidity candle here? This cost somebody a lot of money, and this is on spot Coinbase, which means this is not a liquidation event really hitting. Some idiot market bought a ridiculous amount of Say and blew it out 30%. Coinbase has liquidity. What am I saying? You can't just market buy $10,000 worth of Say and get a candle to do this. Somebody royally was trying to either send a message or mess up, but the reverberations off of this into Kraken went a while. This is more of like quantitative analysis, I guess. It's a weird thing. I don't know. I watched bots trade. Welcome to Rainbow Trends. Where is it? You can't really see it here. You have to mark it off of like the Coinbase one, but we were getting multiple ticks on Kraken after hours later off the Coinbase one, where someone was blowing out Kraken, which actually has really good liquidity nowadays. Shout out Jesse. Now these aren't 15% candles, but these were definitely like 3% arbitrage trades if you could catch them in time. Not that I may or may not do that, but anyway, long story short, something may be waking up on Say, because this is the stuff that I used to see back when it was running like crazy and I was just arbitraging the hell between Coinbase and Kraken with some bots. Haven't seen this in a long time. I was seeing it on this run. So maybe not. We've bled out a lot. Maybe something's waking up. I know a lot of people are talking TIA as well. But man, TIA's dumped a lot. $21 to $6. Ouch. Ouch. But maybe the floor's finally in. Maybe. So. Anyway. Yeah, let me check the dividend. How good is that? Is this a dividend stock? That's cool. So anyway, moving on. Much love. We'll be back next Thursday, unless I lose power. Please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, I'm gonna go head over to the Discord and hang out and fire up the round table where all the OGs are. And feel free to stop by. Everyone's welcome. And if you guys want to talk Counter-Strike, crypto, generators, generator capacitors, natural gas, let us know. We can go hang out there. But anyway, thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Later.